What's up? It's Aaron Walker here with Ringside Intel, here to share some news out of the world of boxing. So we're still buzzing about the incredible fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury that took place Saturday in Saudi Arabia. Split decision win for Usyk. Usyk becomes the first undisputed champion in the heavyweight division for 24 years. Not since Lennox Lewis has this happened, that one man held all the belts of the major sanctioning bodies, and there's a definitive #1 heavyweight in the world. Well, in typical boxing fashion, the sport has decided to torpedo itself because, hey, we must not deserve nice things. The IBF has decided that Oleksandr Usyk will no longer be their heavyweight champion, and they plan on stripping him of the belt within 2 weeks, unless of course he vacates first. Either way, he will no longer be the IBF titleist, which means that when Usyk and Fury rematch, which looks like it's going to happen in October, that will not be for the undisputed championship. Instead, it'll be just like all these other heavyweight title fights that have taken place since Lennox Lewis was no longer undisputed champion, will take place between a variety of the alphabet soup that controls the sport. It's really amazing that the politics of these sanctioning bodies has now disrupted the enjoyment of the sport. And that's a very common critique that you'll find of combat sport fans in general, or people who just want to get into boxing and just watch it as casual viewers. They have a hard time determining who is the best, because there are all these different sanctioning bodies that are saying this guy is, this guy is, this guy is. There are multiple versions of all these world titles floating around. And now we finally have one man in heavyweight, the division that attracts the attention of the world every single time, and we can't quite capitalize on it because the alphabet soup strikes again. So it looks like the IBF is turning to Philippe Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois in their upcoming fight as the person that's going to hold their belt, whoever wins that fight. So Hrgovic, this is essentially why this is happening in the first place. Hrgovic was the mandatory challenger for the IBF. They delayed this for quite some time now, allowing the Usyk fight to happen. But now they are deciding that this is the time to strike, and this is the time for Hrgovic to get his challenge. But he's already got a fight set, and we have Usyk and Fury set to go again, which begs the question, why is this necessary at this exact moment? Because Hrgovic and Dubois, from my understanding, this was a WBC title eliminator. So whoever won that fight was up for being the mandatory challenger for another sanctioning body. So why not just keep those moments for what they are? And then you can bring it all together. This takes so much shine away from Hrgovic and Dubois. I mean, of course, this gives a new wrinkle to the fight because there will be a belt on the line, but doesn't it diminish the quality of the title that either gentleman will walk away with? And not only that, it seeks to actively ruin a potentially great moment for the sport, a sport that desperately needs these great moments. I mean, say what you will about the UFC, and I'm one of the biggest detractors for how they run their business and how some of the decisions are made. But one thing that they have been able to accomplish is making it very clear who the best in the world is. Now, granted, they have their own ways of diminishing their champions. They've undercut their champions a variety of ways through mudslinking, bizarre matchmaking, interim titles that feel unnecessary. But overall, you kind of know who the best is. It will be nice if boxing followed suit with that there is now a definitive #1, a guy you can clearly point to and say, this is the best heavyweight boxer in the world. And the sport has decided that just isn't good enough. So tell me what you think. Does Usyk deserve to remain the undisputed champion? And should his rematch with Tyson Fury be contested with the same thing at stake? Or does it make sense for Hrgovic and Dubois to take the IBF title and then a potential unification taking place afterward? Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell that friend to tell 10 more friends. Stay locked into Ringside Intel. I'm Ant Walker. Peace.